Hello and welcome to the LoreWars podcast and preview stream. My name is Doug Carlson. I am your game master, and with me is Maddie.
Hi, that's me.
Hi, Maddie.
I normally don't get introduced first. I wasn't prepared for that.
I like to keep you on your toes. I also am joined by Ryan.
Hola, compadres.
Me reaching out to our Spanish-speaking demographic. And newly introducing is Sean. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Doug. Thanks for having me.
Of course, bud. We're gonna work on your mic stitch. It's not as bad as Ryan's, but you're next on the list here.
Mine's better.
Yeah, yours is better now. Yeah, this episode's called Ryan got a new mic. He fixed his situation. Sean, you're next, bud. We're working on
How
you.
about now?
It was a wire issue. That's what my issue is.
Yeah, you just sound like echoey, but in the way of like it sounds like you're talking from across, like I don't know, like you're in a big open room, like maybe you don't have a filter or something. I don't know.
Talking about Sean or me?
Sean.
No, me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but it'll do. As you guys can tell, we are no longer joined by Evan. Maddie, move your mic just a tad. You're breathing into her.
I'm not the one breathing into the mic, I can tell you that, sir.
Who's breathing into their mic? Is that Sups?
No, I don't know.
Not me, because I keep muting myself whenever I'm not talking.
I saw Maddie's symbol lighten up.
That's
I thought it was her.
because my mic is hypersensitive, so it'll like pick my dog walking on the carpet.
Gotcha. Okay.
But mine is so far away from my face, you don't. Mine's on. Literally, I have a giant mic stand. It's like a boom mic all the way on the other side of my computer, just because I don't want it to pick up my breathing.
I'm gonna be getting a more official stream set up. Hopefully, when we launch, I'm gonna get an ice mic, and might start doing some face cam stuff when I stream. We're gonna be picking that up a little bit after launch. But we'll talk about all that stuff in a minute. Yeah, Evan left. He had a good time playing with us. It was like first time ever playing a tabletop RPG. He had a great time, but unfortunately with this pandemic stuff, his job is calling back employees, I guess, and so his schedule has become filled again, and just doesn't have the time to commit to a podcast, which is completely understandable, and I love the dude for joining us for a little bit. But our new player to fill the ranks is Sean. I've had him on an episode a while ago talking about development. One of our like filler episodes. We went to college together, and he was one of the big people who helped like develop and shape the game to where it is today. And so it'll be fun to have him on the game. He is notorious for min-maxing and finding loopholes, so I have to constantly monitor him.
I literally run everything. I try to loophole and min-max through you first. So if it does go through, it's all on you.
This'll be fun. I'm glad you picked it.
Yeah. So we are about a month out from launch, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, I think we have like 42 days or something like that. About a month and 12 days. And so with that coming around the corner, by the time I'm gonna try and have this out tonight, but you'll have about 2 or 3 days left of pre-orders before that closes up. Um, we're doing pretty good on pre-orders, and the order, my order to order all the books will be coming out to Friday. So by Friday at like 6, pre-orders will close on the website, and you will have to wait till launch to be able to buy a book. We did, however, get the Seal of Fate dummy print in the mail today. It looks absolutely amazing. I tweeted out a picture of it already, and that will be available, I think, roughly around $30 on the website. That'll be live during the after launch. You can't pre-order it, but after launch you'll be able to get it. Um, Something exciting is that I'm teaming up with I think it's Scratticus Academy is the how you pronounce it. It's Scratticus Academy. He is a streamer who is quite popular on Twitch. He does tabletop RPG stuff. His niche is that he plays with new people completely new to tabletop games and teaches them like D&D and Pathfinder and such. But he also is like a person who is working with Hero Forge 2.0. So he does a lot of streaming of that right now, showing off 2.0 and what's going to be in Hero Forge 2.0, which is really neat. He is a partner with Die Hard Dice, which I am trying to get partnered with them. And so yeah, he is going to, the month of June when we launch, I believe, is what we're setting it up for. He's going to do a 3-hour LoreWars stream every week, as well as he's going to have like our logo on his background. He's going to mention us in every stream he does, and he's a full-time streamer. And so I recommend going over to his channel, following him, liking him, watching some of his content, and we'll be teaming up with him probably through the month of June through our launch, which is exciting. As for the events, I don't know. The world isn't open up again. I believe they said it's pushing all the way till July, like 3rd, I think, is what I heard. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I heard it's pushing through to July. If that's the case, obviously we can't do any events until...
Hey, if they can keep affording to pay me unemployment, then they can tell me not to work as long as
New York State has run out of unemployment money, fun fact.
I'm sure. No, but I did hear a rumor that they're giving back like college tuition or something like that to people, so that's pretty neat. I did hear that.
Oh, my friend was dorming at his and everything, and they are refunding part of his money because he obviously is not living there.
Yeah, well, that's good of them. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how long this lasts. As soon as I know something about the events, you guys will know something about the events. Our plan was to do some convention work on Free RPG Day, which was the day after our launch, and it's looking more and more like that won't be happening. And so we might be pushed back till next year's Free RPG Day. Or just later conventions like FlowerCon I was fighting to get into. But with everything, who knows if that's gonna happen. But yeah, let's dive into
Let's get into it.
Let's fucking get into it. Last time our adventurers came back from the ocean where they were helping free a small island that grew sugarcane and made it into rum, and traded with Virgin City and Aldrix, the country. And you guys were sent out there to free them because they got kind of captured and kind of forced into slavery from Vazmir, the country to the north. And so you guys went there, you liberated them, and returned home. And so you guys were...
Quite easily, I might add.
Yeah, it was a little side quest, nice little thing. And you guys handled it pretty well. There was a cool boss mechanic in that fight that didn't really get utilized, but like the four minions had a chance of hurting themselves and dealing more damage, and then the boss has a super attack that if he rolls every time one of the minions hurt themselves, adds a multiplier onto his attack, and he could have done some hella damage that way. But it just never played out that way. You guys got some good RNG. So yeah, you guys came back home. You had a day to shop. We'll talk about that in a minute. And you also had, I believe, 2 days to train, was what we promised. So let's do that training real quick. Ryan, I'll start with you, bud. What would you like to train?
Sorry. So can I do the shopping first?
I don't remember the chronological order we did it in. I think you got 2 days on the boat, so no.
Okay, I'll take 2 days on the boat then, I guess. Let me look, cause I got like a new sheet here. So the first day, I'm gonna train. So my dragon right now, I just leveled up and I got dragon vision, which I can see heat signatures.
Okay.
What's the range of that? Cause it doesn't say in the guide.
Yeah, it's just in general. Like you can just when
My
you
general vision.
yeah, it's just a passive because there's no casting roll or anything like that, right?
No, it's just use.
Yeah. So it's just a passive ability that you can now, by will look at things through like a heat signature or a heat detection vision.
Okay. Can I see through walls? Can I like?
I mean, it'd be the same as wearing like heat vision goggles, where like if there's something hot behind the wall, you could probably see the signature, but like,
Like a body, let's say?
yeah,
Like
but depending on how thick the wall is, if it's like
yeah. Within reason,
yeah, if it's 2 foot concrete, you're probably not going to see heat behind it. But if it's like a wood paneling wall, you probably could see the heat behind it.
Can I make that stronger?
Yeah. What are you looking to like get out of it though?
More clear vision. When I use it so I can see farther, I can see heat signatures from farther away. I can like detect shit from farther away.
Sure. Roll against me.
All right. In the
In roll 20, yeah. I got a 17.
You bastard. Ooh, 18.
Wait, did I get a 17?
16, by the way. Yeah, 16.
I was way high in the chat for some reason. Okay, 16, 18. Roll again.
14.
Yeah, I'm down there now. I was just
Oh, and I got a 3. Okay. 10.
Wait, what? No, I rolled a 6. Are we not caught up?
Are we at the bottom? We're at the bottom.
I'm at the very bottom. It's 16 to 18. Oh, that's why my roll 20 just said like, "Hey, connection error." Let me check on that. All right, there we go. 3. So I won 1. You won 1. You rolled a 10. Let me see how I do on that 10. If it would roll my dice, I'm excited. I did pick up some or Die Hard dice. I'm excited to see in the mail. I will definitely tweet those out when I get them. But I bought a whole set for myself and a D20 for the lady. There we go. I got an 18. So I beat you that day. So you weren't able to hone in on your vision. Do you want to do something?
I just saw black.
Do you want to do something else?
Yes, I do. Okay. Can I train so? Never mind. Okay. I guess my dark breath. I'm trying to sap more. Make it do more sap.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I got a 3. You got a 7. I got a 20. You got an 8. I got a 7. You got a 2. I beat you those days too. Sorry, bud. I do want to talk about your level ups. I don't think we did in the last time. Yes, we did. I'm looking at it now. You picked the subclass Serpent at level 6, and your Dragon Vision is a level 7 ability. That is right. Maddie, let's talk about you, my love.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, you are a base class Rose. What subclass did you pick? Thorn or Cupid? Cupid. And so you got level 7 Love Essence as a minor action once per scenario. you can make a enemy not attack you for a turn,
Okay.
and that's a casting roll of 1 to 10. And you can you can RP that how you want, of like you throw a heart like a card of like, and heart energy or shaped energy kind of flies off it.
My friend, I didn't get level 6.
That's the subclass. So Cupid is level 6.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, that's you. You got 2 days of training. What do you want to do?
Probably gonna train my explosion card at least one day.
Okay, roll against me.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Let me bring up the d20 roller.
You got a 7. I got a 10. You got a 1. So you did not learn anything about your explosion card. Would you like to do something day 2?
Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
Okay. I got a 14. You got a 4. I got a 5. You got a 15. I got an 11. And you got a 2. So you didn't learn either days, unfortunately. So you both got back to shore.
Boat trip, man.
Right? You both got back to shore, and I gave you guys the option to go shopping, because if you remember, he gave you a pound of sugar cane and a pound of or a growler of rum that you could sell or do whatever you wanted with. So let's talk about what you guys bought. Ryan, what did Gongong buy?
So Guangong is strolling through the little market there, and he stumbles upon this little gypsy lady in an alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Hey, I got this secret scroll for you. It's just a few schmeckles." So can't turn that down. So he goes ahead and gives her the few schmeckles, and she's never to be seen again. So now he has this little scroll, which he reads to be a summoning scroll for an inferno.
Nice.
Now I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Do I have to read the scroll every time I summon him, or can I just have
So
my own
Think
doing it?
think
Like I learned how to summon it. You know what I'm saying?
think of the scroll as like a contract with that creature, that like you can summon him, and as long as you're in possession of that scroll, you have the contract, and like you signed it in like maybe your blood or something. And so that's just the contract you have with this creature's, to like summon him to your position whenever you need assistance. And he might have some stipulations on that, like it has effective health, not permanent health, meaning like you have a medium summoning scroll, which is up to 75 HP, and that's effective, meaning when he drops down to 0, he just desummons, he doesn't die. And so that's like one of the contract like stipulations he wrote with you, is like, yeah, I'll come help you, but once I take a certain amount of damage, I'm dipping. Like, I ain't risking my life for you, kind of thing,
So then I picture him to. So I'm Dragonkin, right? Serpent. I got like some draconic abilities. So
Yeah.
I picture that I spit out this. My element is electric.
Yep.
So I'm gonna use that to basically spit out this little electric dark ball of fire, which is what a inferno is, and I'm gonna name this little guy Bunsen, and that's how I summon him. I just spit this little flame out.
That's neat.
And then,
I like it.
And then that's how we get him.
Dope.
You need to know his stats. I can give it to you, but I think you just need to know his bravery, which is 5.
Nice. Yeah, if you just want to send that here, I'll just write it so I know. In LoreWars here, Bunsen, brave, 5. Yeah, he has some cool abilities where he can like divide into multiple versions and do some good damage, and so yeah, that'll be neat to have in the party. Now that we have 2 companions, because Maddie has Pip, I believe his name was, that you saved from the ocean.
I did save Pip from the ocean.
Maddie, where did Dew wander off in the markets?
She went shopping. She went to look for armor. She didn't see anything that suited her tastes.
Jeez.
And by that, nothing fit a 3-foot tall moth girl. She just left.
Do you wanna go to like a blacksmith and order some like special armor?
Nah, not
okay.
at the moment. It's okay. What I've been doing's been working so
I need
far.
that carbon fiber.
Yeah.
With alloys,
right.
I believe.
They put like a metal wok bowl on your head and be like, there you go.
For a spatula.
Yeah.
Your one.
So while you guys were shopping, I mean, you guys kind of separated. Al Thicktail went off and did his own thing, and you guys one by one kind of wander back to the barracks. You got your reward already. I believe I gave that to you, and yeah, you
What was
guys.
the reward?
Let me check. I'm pretty sure I gave it to you guys.
We discuss it next time. I don't know.
Let me check real quick.
Because we didn't get back yet. We were sailing, remember?
So when you come in, he gives each of you 1,000 gold, and you guys get
Oh yeah.
200 XP for completing your quest.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then we move on. So you guys are chilling or whatever, and
Wow, I didn't know I had 1,000%.
well,
Okay,
you
continue.
wouldn't have had it when you went shopping,
I
though.
have it. Yeah, I have it now. That's what I mean. Okay.
While you guys are talking, though, you guys realize that it's not, or El Thicktail is kind of not around, and Abraham tells you that you guys are being reassigned to another mission, probably soon, and that you have a new teammate on this mission. The teammate that you're bringing in, he is kind of an expert at like travel. He's done a lot of traveling as a wolf knight all throughout the realm, and this next mission that is kind of floating around, depending on who it's going to be for, is travel related. So you guys are going to be teamed up with him, and he tells you guys to wait at the desk or whatever, and he goes and opens up a room and brings a guy out, and you guys see a wick creature, a humanoid, who walks out to you. He has one. The wick are kind of elvish creatures. Think very ornate Japanese. He's probably in a kimono of some sort. Has one left red eye, and the other is a color of his choice. He introduces himself as Kane, and this will be played by my good friend Sean. Sean, tell me a little bit about Kane. What does he look like?
Kane, because the Wick's lifespan are so short, has nice white hair and kind of long beard.
Okay.
He stands around about 6 foot, and he looks like he's seen some battle.
Nice. So the Wick have some unique classes. I mean, everyone does, but he is a blade singer. These are mages who can summon copies of their favorite weapon and manipulate them telekinetically. So his main weapon is to like summon swords and like whip them at people with his telekinesis. And this is like inspired or a good visual for this is if anyone's seen the Fate series. Gilgamesh is a character who does this, and kind of a similar like visual. And so as the blade singer, he started off as a level 7. He got things like he gets more power with his attacks, his blades. He gets something like soft landing, where he has more acrobatics. He has a minor called Blade Dance, which he can hit everybody in a 3-space area with his basic attack damage. And then he got to pick between 2 subclasses. What subclass did you pick, Sean?
I picked the Steel Storm Guard.
The Steel Storm Guard. So at level 7, you got Rage, which is really neat. Once per scenario, you can attack twice in a row. And so, yeah, going down the line, he'll have some really cool stuff with, like, Steel Rain is his level 17 major ability, where you can summon 5 stronger blades above enemies and smash them into the ground for ×2 damage on each blade. So he has some pretty cool stuff he can do later down the road. And so, yeah, you wouldn't even probably see, like, a physical weapon on him. And he introduces himself, and he tells you he's going to be your new teammate, and that you guys are going to be a party.
I woke up and I'm like, so is it Coke or is it Kane?
This case.
Ah, okay. All that white you got going on just kind of threw me off there.
So yeah, you guys spend the night in your room as you should, and the party is waking up and getting ready for the day the next morning. When you guys hear a knock on the door, they're greeted by the general himself. This is a shocking turn of events, as you've never been like he's never come to your guys' room before, and he brings you guys into a large meeting room in the barracks that you've never seen before. You enter to see some very royal-looking guards in ornate armor. The ceiling is high and pitched with multiple chandeliers hanging. I just realized I got a typing error right there. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. These, along with decorated mounts of candles on the wall, light up the room. At the far end of the room, you see a grand fireplace with huge painting above the fireplace of an alpha wolf howling at the moon. There is a large wooden table in the middle of the room with a map of Midrealm as well as some figurines and miniatures representing things in the realm. On the left and the right of the table are large red sofas. Sitting at one of the sofas is a human girl in an all-blue dress who stands up as you enter. The guards secure their spears as she raises. She walks over to the party, and the party instantly take a knee, as they know her to be the Queen of Eldrex. She tells you to raise. The party raises. She signals you over to the table and starts to explain. Eldrex is in a boom of Eldrex is in a boom economically right now. We have expanded 10% as well as opening new friendships and trades with the Rumrunner Island to the north, Malian to the south, and have made the North Barbarians retreat from their border. We have some letters and discussions with a small country to the southeast. She then places a marker on an island to the southeast of Midrealm. This country of Mao is known for high-quality gold mines. We believe we can set up a trade alliance with them, so we have chose you to guard our ambassador on a journey to Mao and oversee the meeting. Of course, you will bring her back to Eldrex when this is done. General Wolf has nominated the party because of your achievements so far. So you guys can ask questions or do whatever you'd like with that information right now. If you'd like to ask her any questions, really.
I have no questions for the pretty lady.
Okay.
I have no questions, my queen.
Kane, any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Our ambassador is Erica Vesban. Erica curtsies and says, "How do you do?" She says there's currently an airship docked in our harbor that is being stocked and has a crew on it already. You have 2 hours to get your stuff together and get on that boat. It has a large blue balloon and is named the Soaring Star. A Royal Marine captain named Monty Zeldrix will be piloting the craft. Should take about a week and a half to reach the island in this ship. She then goes on to explain that their reward will be 3,000 gold per person if you are successful in your mission.
Ooh, baby.
You will also get promotions, and then she signals to a different guard who goes over to a chest the party just now notices and pulls out a bag, one for each party member. This bag contains 30 feet of rope, 3 50 HP potions, 12 rations, and a silver scarf. Let me post that in our Discord real quick. You guys get 30... If I can type 30 feet of rope, 3 50 HP potions, and what else did I say? Oh, 12 rations. 12 rations. You also get a silver scarf.
What does that do?
Which On the silver scarf, she says this scarf is the royal emblem of Eldrex. Wearing it grants you a +1 negotiation. There you go. So she then says that this is also a token of my gratitude ahead of time. We found these in the old treasury, and pulls out a surprise for each of the party members.
Ooh.
Ooh. So you can each roll a loot roll to kind of randomize what you guys get. Let me open up my loot roll page of the guidebook, which, for those who don't know, there is a scale in the guidebook that tells you like how well you roll and what it should give the party in the idea of a loot roll system. If I can find it here. There we go. All right, go ahead and roll for me, Maddie.
Okay.
13.
I got 13.
You are given a crystal of sending. This crystal of sending allows you to send messages to anybody you've had physical contact with.
That wasn't my role, by the way. I didn't mean.
Okay. You can send them mental images. They have to be like receptive to it. You can't like force images into people's heads. But you can like send an image or wording to somebody you've had physical contact with.
And I'm just putting that in my inventory.
Sean, you want to give me a loot roll, bud?
Sure. 18.
18. Sir, you, he pulls out a, let me get back to you, on that one, because I'm just looking at the guide here. Ryan, roll for me.
I don't, what?
What do you
Hang
just,
on,
what,
let me-
what?
I don't know why it's still.
1d20
I reset it.
less than 0?
Yeah. Why is it okay? How do I reset this thing?
What is It's like you're trying
if I
to do an algorithm. I don't know.
Me.
There you
There we
go.
go.
All right, so we'll take that 15. You got the same, or no? Okay. So you get a. I'm gonna give you something. She pulls out it's like a stone statue of a dragon, but it's like handheld, and she says this is a famous Wiccan or a Wick bomb, and it's made with a special type of gunpowder. If detonated with some kind of heat, like an immense heat, you have to like break the stone with the heat. But if with immense heat, it'll explode and it'll deal a ×5 damage in a 5-space radius. And then for Sean, let me flip over to the equipment section of the guidebook because you rolled into the equipment section. You get. Here we go.
Could it be a ring?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. You get the. You get the Ring of Life. Wearing it gives you 50 HP.
Oh, lucky bastard. I say it as I have like 250 HP.
Let me flip back to my narrative here.
And out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
will I be able to do any training?
Well, you have to be on this ship in 2 hours. But to give you a boost, since you are like a full-blown wolf knight, we can hit that. Yeah. So go ahead. I'll give you 2 days, just to kind of make things fair, and say it was like part of your regimen of training.
Okay, and just so you know, my blades have the infusion of ice.
Okay, that's
That
your enchantment.
Yes.
Okay, so you have the ice spell, where you can freeze people. Does that do any damage? I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
it's basically all my attacks can freeze.
Hold on, let me see here. No, I think you get the enchantment spell. It's not like a passive ability. Ice can cover enemies in a thin layer of ice. So yeah, that'll be a 1 through 10 casting roll.
I'm trying to basically infuse that spell enchantment into the blades, so
Oh,
it's a natural part of it.
got you. Okay, so that's what you want to train with?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll against me.
I like it.
Eesh, not a good start, bud. Better. And one more. There you go. You beat me. Yeah. So you like are trying to whip your swords at a target when you're training, and you've been doing this over, the past week or so, whatever. And while you're doing it, you're like mid-air trying to cast your enchantment spell. So like you can freeze as the blade hits, and slowly but surely you're getting the timing like perfectly. And so if you can deal, what's your max damage right now?
What do you mean, like the?
What's your highest multiplier right now?
My highest multiplier?
In your basic attack, like
Basic attack, highest multiplier. Going to that real quick. It is a times 3.
a times 3.
It's 16 to 20.
So 60 would be your highest damage you can do with your basic attack right now. I'll say if you do above 30, you freeze them.
If I do above 30, I freeze them instantly.
Yep, that's a passive on your swords now.
Okay.
If you do over 30 damage, you freeze them on your basic attack only, not with other spells, obviously.
All right.
And then you get another day.
And for that one, so my basic spell I learned was Ice Blade, which I can cast the roll and it adds 1x to my either bare fist or my weapon of choice.
Okay.
That is because I already did it to infuse the ice itself. Are my blades considered a spell when I summon them?
Yes.
Okay.
So you want to try and add that to your basic attacks as well, is what you're saying? Because I can work with that.
So when I summon them, it's already summoned with.
Well, how
that
about you roll against me, because I got an idea.
Okay.
We'll see if you even get anything first. No, you do not.
Nope.
I had a cool idea too, but we'll have to train again and try and get it. So,
All right.
you let me just flip back to my narrative here. After she says that, she says, "I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you do Eldrix proud." She then takes her leave, and the guards follow. General Wolf then says to you, "Good luck." She originally asked me, however, I am not able, as I am tracking a powerful artifact for Eldrix. You were my choice replacements. He then exits the room. Erica says, I will see you in 2 hours, and she leaves the room. The party goes down to their quarters and gathers their belongings before heading down to the docks. At the docks, you see a massive galleon ship. However, instead of sails, you see a huge leather balloon above the boat, held by numerous ropes. There is a large fin off of the back of the boat and folded up wings on the sides of the boat.
Airship. Doug, is it an airship? Doug, is it an airship?
It's an airship.
I'm so excited. It's
Wait,
an
are we going
airship.
on a boat ride?
They're going on another boat ride, but this one's in the sky. Where there are normally masts of a normal boat, you'd see a large metal cylinders that look like furnaces at the bottom. You notice that there's a mesh opening on the balloon directly above these stacks, and you presume that the hot air from the furnaces fill the balloon and power it. The balloon is a light blue color with the trim all over the boat is gold. There is a black ballista stations located on the deck of the ship. As the party approaches the ship, you find a demonkin in all blue Navy uniform, and he says
Hey, bud.
he says to the party, well, he sees the party and says, "Oh, you must be the Wolf Guards coming with Miss Erica. Go on up. Captain is at the helm." And the party boats. The party boats the ship. The party boards the ship, not boats the ship, through a rope bridge tied off at the docks. They look around for a moment and see that the helm of the ship is a short, round steam mech in a Navy outfit. The party approaches him and he says, "Hello there, dogs. I am captain of this fine vessel. You may call me Monty. I would guess none of you have been on a ship like this before?"
No.
Not in this campaign.
He says, "Well, let me show you to your cabin." And you guys go down below deck, and there's a small room containing enough bedrolls for each of you. He tells you,
Ooh, close quarters.
this is where you will sleep for the night, and sleep for the voyage. And you guys are able to help us depart in a few moments. And he leaves the party. The party can now settle in. After a few moments, you hear horn on deck, and the party goes up to see what the commotion is, and you find Monty commanding the crew so they can depart. He says, "You guys, climb up and turn on the valves on the balloon." The party looks up and now sees that the vents that go into the balloon, that the has a metal mechanic on it that allows you to open and close the vents. Two of the party members roll an acrobatics action to try and climb up the ropes and open the valves.
I didn't get it.
You fall, buddy, and you take 10
Oh.
you take 10 damage. How does that feel?
Oof.
Yeah.
Well,
Where is that on
my
the book
armor,
again?
my armor kind of buffs that. So. I'm alright.
Maddie, do you just want to fly up?
Yeah.
Okay, Maddie got one of the valves open by
I
flying.
say, wait, I got it. I fall over again. I'm just a big old dragon trying to climb up
Right.
this little thing.
Do you want to try, Senior Kane?
Sure. And what is
It should be a
The,
1 to 10.
1 to 10? Oh.
You guys are struggling. Maddie, do you want to
How
fly
far
over?
up is it?
Doesn't look that easy, does it?
What does Medi want to do?
Oh, I'm done. I'm done with it. Fly over and you get it, Miss Wings.
I already did it.
No,
I already
there's
went and
two
got,
of them.
like,
There's
I
two of them.
There's two.
No, so what I would like to do is summon a sword,
Oh,
hop
jeez.
on the sword, and just levitate myself up to it.
Roll an Arcana action.
It's like,
There you go.
Like, I don't understand. So when it comes down to Arcana, it works, but when it's a physical, it's like it's horrible.
Right.
Hey, it's not muscles. I'm just using magic.
He's literally like he's what do you call it? He's lecturing you while floating up on his sword. He's like, "It's not about muscle, it's magic."
So I climb up there before he does, and 'cause I got a 4.
You're like scurrying up the ropes, and you guys are like fighting over the valve.
No, I let him do it. I'm just pointing out, like, there's a reason why I don't swing a sword, and I just summon them and throw them.
I could have done so many other things to get that without climbing.
You're mumbling that to yourself as you're opening it. You're like, why didn't I fucking do anything else?
I literally could have just blew it up. I blew up a whole boat. I could have figured that out.
The rest of the party, well, I guess all of you are working on that. But with the valves open, crew members start shoveling coal into the furnace, and the heat starts filling up the balloon even more than it was. And you see that the crew members are untying the ropes and preparing for launch. They're tying down other things that can't be moved. And after everything is in place, the captain yells to the demonkin you met earlier to go get the the rope bridge, and so he climbs off of the bridge, unties the ropes from the boat to the docks, and as the airship starts lifting into the air, he kind of holds on to the rope bridge and kind of clunks against the ship. And once he's like free, he like scurries up it and rolls it up and puts it into a little area on deck. The ship slowly lifts higher and higher into the air, and the city slowly starts to get smaller and smaller in view. Once the ship has reached a specific height, the captain yells to close the valves again. Two crew members show you guys up real hard by scurrying up the ropes with ease and closing the valves to maintain the air pressure inside. Another two crew members slide discs into the furnace to prevent hot air from rising any further. Shortly after this, a few more crew members go and pull on four handles sticking out of the deck, which each open up the wings and the fins, allowing the ship to glide as the captain pulls levers back and forth to steer, pushing the weight from one area to another. As the ship propels forward, it uses the wings and the back's fin to steer. It sails smoothly through the clouds, and you guys can look over the deck and see, like, through breaks of cloud, the realm flying below you. And it's something like none of you even have ever experienced before. I mean, even with Miss Dewdrop being able to fly, I mean, you're like, you can fly maybe 10, 20 feet off the ground. You're like hundreds of feet up into the sky, and it's wild. Something, again, you guys have never experienced before. It goes, you sail smoothly for a few days until one night you guys are woken by the sound of yelling and battle. The party quickly gets up and gets their stuff and head up onto deck when you see five four-winged bird creatures, all huge and attacking the crew. And these bird creatures have vibrant yellow feathers and dark green eyes that are glowing. And that'll be where we end today. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Sean, for joining us. Hopefully you stick around and we can work on your mic situation. I might have to drive out to your house and drop off a mic from 6 feet away, obviously.
Oh, yes. Keep that social distance.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I might drive out tomorrow. I have an extra Turtle Beach at my parents' house, and I might drive out and give it to you just for streaming purposes. It probably will be better than what you have right now. I don't know. Worth a try. I'm not using it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I gave you a bunch of info in the beginning of the episode, so I won't bore you on that, but make sure you pre-order if you want it. I will leave that Scratticus Academy stream in the description for this episode. And yeah, I hope you guys all tune in for our next episode where we will fight some birdies. Maddie, where do we?
I know what that is too because I was looking at it earlier.
I'm sure you do.
You don't understand how excited I am. Fight Matt, like outside the stream, we played a campaign where me and Doug were like buddies, and our friend Josh was the game master, and that flying thing we did with the stupid like mechanical dragon was one of the funnest fights
Yes, I remember.
I've ever had.
And Zach and I actually had another experience with an airship in that same campaign where we crashed an airship and had to fight off a bunch of robots. Like he did good, for sure. For references, this is something cool. I'm gonna bring you guys over to this tab and roll 20 if you're still over there. This is Sean's character model, and you can kind of see like what the summon swords kind of look like to him. It's pretty dope. I'm a fan. But yeah, Maddie, that's what I was gonna ask you. Where do we find you? You're Instagram somewhere.
I have an Instagram. I don't. Listen, when the quarantine's over and I have things to make cosplays, I'm gonna do that again. Until then, you can look at my empty ass Instagram at Celestial Spell Cosplay.
There you go. I'm actually like trying to find pre-made costume stuff because my lady wants to be a rogue type character when we do events, and so we were looking into like rogue cosplay, but trying to find like pre-made outfits because she doesn't want to do all the work of like sewing and like foam core work and stuff like that.
Pushy shit.
That's what I'm saying. Alrighty, peace out, y'all. Have a good quarantine. We'll catch you next week.